Don King followed in his father's footsteps by taking up the officiating vocation. He has certainly blazed his own path, as his IHSA officiating career in baseball, basketball, and football has spanned over 40 years in each sport. Don worked his first IHSA baseball state finals in 2000 and followed with 2 more trips in 2015 and 2017. Meanwhile, he also worked the finals in boys basketball in 2015 and 2017 as well. Don is also an assigner, a member of the Peoria Officials Association, and is a member of the IHSA Officials Conference Committee. As a collegiate baseball umpire, he's been selected to work the NJCAA and USCAA World Series and has worked in NCAA Division I Regional and 18 D1 Conference tournaments. Don is a self-employed painting contractor who resides in East Peoria. He and his wife of 41 years, Lori, have 2 sons, Wes and Nathan, and 2 grandchildren. Brian Cuffell played and then coached basketball at the high school level. The referees he came to know through those experiences encouraged he and his brother to become officials, and they followed suit in 2001. Brian climbed the ladder quickly, being assigned his first sectional in 2010 before working the state finals in 2016, 17, and 18. The highlight of his career was getting to work both state final tournaments, including the 1A title game in 2017, alongside his brother and best friend, Kurt. Brian is a member of the Land of Lincoln, Palmer, and Central Illinois Football Officials Associations. He has also worked the IHSA basketball state finals, along with 5 different holiday tourneys. He is an IHSA boys basketball clinician and has also officiated football for over a decade. Brian works as a supervisor in distribution design for Ameren, Illinois, and resides in Spalding. He and his wife Pam have 3 children, Jacqueline, Shelby, and Carly, and 1 grandson. Gerard Blum was encouraged to get involved in officiating by his son's junior high basketball coaches. He heeded their advice and is now approaching 30 years of service as an IHSA basketball and baseball official, with another 14 years in football. Gerard is a 3-time IHSA state final official in girls basketball, working state championship games in 2012 and 2014. He has also been assigned to state series contests in boys basketball, baseball, and football for the IHSA. Gerard's amazing career has been reflected with induction in the IBCA Hall of Fame and the Lake County and Big K Officials Halls of Fame. He is a member of the Northern Officials, Girls Catholic Athletic Conference, Elgin Area, and Fox Valley Blues Officials Associations. Gerard and his wife Billy Ann have been married for 45 years and have 3 children, Jerry, Kimberly, and Heather, along with 8 grandchildren. He resides in Lake Zurich and is retired after teaching and coaching at Buffalo Grove High School for over 30 years. Plain and simple, John Powers has a deep passion for the sport of cheerleading. A current coach in Indiana, he has coached the sport for over 20 years total, but chose to turn to the officiating side of the sport here in Illinois back in 2007. He quickly proved himself to be one of the state's top officials, earning his first state final trip a year later in 2008. John has been selected to the IHSA cheerleading state final judging panel every year since, making him an 11-time state final official. John loves that officiating gives him the ability to provide his fellow coaches with feedback on their routines to help them and their student athletes continue to improve. John and his partner Bill reside in St. John, Indiana, with their twin girls Gabriella and Andrea. John works as the Director of Sales and Training for healthcare equipment provider Hill-Rom. After coaching dance for over 25 years, Gina Dryden decided she wanted to have an understanding of the sport from the other side. She became an IHSA cheerleading official in 2006 and has been an IHSA dance official since the program's inception in 2013. That includes working each of the first 6 IHSA dance state finals, as well as 6 IHSA state cheerleading meets. Gina is a past president of the Illinois Spirit Officials Association and is also active within the Illinois Dance Officials Association. She also officiates dance and cheer for UDA, IESA, IRCA, CYO, and the Lutheran Sports Association. Gina and her husband of 42 years, Ken, reside in Schaumburg. Gina recently retired after teaching in the Downers Grove district. She and Ken have 2 children, Joshua and Katie, the latter of whom has followed in her mom's footsteps as an IHSA state final official in both cheerleading and dance. David Feldhake qualified for the IHSA cross-country state finals as both a junior and senior in high school, a feat later repeated by his son Matthew. David followed his son's activities as he grew up and then turned to officiating cross-country, track, and later baseball. He has been just as successful a cross-country official as he was a runner, having been selected to be the referee or starter at a regional and sectional meet every year since 2005. He also volunteers annually at the state meet, where he served as the girls' starter in 2016. An active member of the Illinois Track and Cross Country Officials Association, David also officiates cross-country and track and field at the IESA and collegiate levels. David and his wife Kelly have been married for over 30 years and reside in Effingham, where he runs his own company that specializes in home repair and remodeling. An athlete and avid sports fan throughout his life, Ted Lepick was looking for a way to get involved with football, so he decided to ask an official reffing a game he saw while driving by one day. The official gave him the IHSA's address, and Ted has now officiated football and volleyball for 41 years each. Ted has officiated nearly 800 football games in his career, including IHSA state championship games in 2010 and 2013. He has also made 3 state finals trips in boys volleyball. A member of the Athletic Officials Association, Ted has served as the organization's chairman of the board for 8 years. He also officiates for Special Olympics, is a member of the Chicago Bears chain crew, and has moderated at the IHSA Officials Conference in the past. Ted currently works as a products engineering manager for the Kenmore division of Sears and resides in Arlington Heights. He and his wife Karen have been married for 35 years and have 2 sons, Christopher and Mark, along with 3 grandchildren. Frank Nowakowski saw officiating gymnastics as a way to make himself a better coach, while also giving back to the sport he loves. He has accomplished both, as witnessed by coaching Glenbard West High School to the IHSA Boys Gymnastics Team State Championship in 2017. On the officiating side, he has worked boys gymnastics sectionals the past 3 seasons, culminating with his first state final assignment in 2018. Frank is a member of the Illinois High School Gymnastics Coaches Association and also serves on the IHSA Gymnastics Advisory Committee. He recommends that every coach follow his path and try officiating, saying it will benefit both the coach and the sport in the long run. Frank currently teaches science at Wheaton Warrenville South High School, where he assists with the wrestling and girls gymnastics programs. He and his wife Jessica live in Carroll Stream with their 3 children, Raymond, Liliana, and Claire. Laura Bainey Kalka's reason for officiating gymnastics is simple. She loves the sport and wants to stay involved while giving back to the next generation of competitors. Since joining the IHSA as an official in 2008, she has quickly compiled an impressive state series resume. She has worked the regional and sectional levels for boys and girls multiple times, while being assigned to the state final meet 8 times already, including 6 times at the girls' state finals. She is an active member of the Illinois High School Girls Gymnastics Judges Association, having served a term as the organization's president. The Girls Gymnastics Coaches Association named her its Judge of the Year in 2017, while she also previously served on the IHSA Officials Advisory Committee and gives back as a judge for Special Olympics Gymnastics. Laura is the Vice President and Controller for FNBC Bank and Trust. She and her husband, James, reside in Pingree Grove. When he was 13 years old, Chris Rudolph's father encouraged him to start officiating the game of soccer. Chris coached high school soccer for many years before heeding his father's advice, but he joined up as an IHSA official in 2004 and has called the experience very rewarding. Chris immediately made an impact on the field as he was assigned to his first sectional in 2011. He made his first boys state final in 2013 and returned again in 2014, 16, 17, and 18. Chris has also used his officiating talents in another way, contributing stories to Referee Magazine. He credits his progress on the field to all his officiating mentors along the way, but singles out Joe Bean for his impact. Tom owns his own CPA firm in Libertyville, where he resides with his wife Patty and their 3 children, Joe, Tom, and Kathleen. The Rudolphs enjoy camping, fishing, and following the Chicago Cubs. Gary Stevens uses officiating as a way to teach some of the lessons he wishes his own coaches would have instilled in him as a player, starting with being respectful to officials. Few soccer officials in the state are as respected as Gary, as he has been assigned to work 10 total IHSA soccer state finals in his career, in addition to serving as the state final coordinator of officials on numerous occasions. Gary is a member of the Decatur Soccer Officials Association, past president of the Springfield Soccer Officials Association, and current president of the Central Illinois Soccer Association. He also serves the Illinois soccer community as an IHSA rule interpreter and has been a member of the IHSA Soccer and Sportsmanship Committees. Gary resides in Decatur and spent 2 decades working for Caterpillar before moving on to work in tax preparation services, while also assigning nearly 400 games per year for USSF club soccer. Of the numerous benefits that Linda Wilson has received from her officiating career, the social aspect is her favorite. She cites all the wonderful officials, players, coaches, school personnel, and fans that the vocation has allowed her to meet and interact with throughout her career. Linda has been an IHSA softball and volleyball official since 1982 and was assigned to work her first state softball tournament on the Diamond in 2016. She has also worked state volleyball 4 times since 2000. Linda is a member of the Land of Lincoln and Western Illinois Volleyball Officials Associations and has coached and officiated at nearly every level, from T-ball to college. She was honored by the state softball community with enshrinement in the ICA Softball Umpires Hall of Fame in 2018. She resides in South Jacksonville and has spent over 33 years teaching physical education, health, and anatomy at Triopia Junior Senior High School in Concord. Swimming has always been a family affair for Mark Anderson, dating back to his childhood. His own children followed him into the water, and along the way he decided officiating would be a great way to remain involved. Mark has been a lead official at both the IHSA boys and girls state final meets numerous times, including serving as the boys starter in 2008 and the girls starter in 2009 and 2017. A member of the Illinois Swimming Officials Association, he has been named the organization's Official of the Year and Rosted Drum Award winner. Mark also previously served on the IHSA Officials Advisory Committee and is an IHSA clinician for swimming and diving. Mark lives in Arlington Heights and is retired after 30 years as a public works supervisor. In retirement, he has joined his wife Mary Ann as a guest services ambassador for the Chicago Cubs. Mark and Mary Ann have 2 children, Elizabeth and Brian. Limestone High School started a swimming program in Kevin Moss's senior year of high school, and his coach gave him a copy of the rule book to help the team. That gesture has led to Kevin helping countless high school swimmers in Illinois during his 40-plus year career as an IHSA swimming and diving official. During his decorated career, he has worked the IHSA state final meets as a starter, diving referee, coordinator of officials, timer, finish judge, and tables supervisor. Kevin is a member of the Illinois Swimming Officials Association and also volunteers as a timer and scorer at the IHSA Scholastic Bowl State Finals. He has previously been named an Official of the Year by both the NFHS and Illinois Swimming Officials Association, with the latter also recognizing him with its Romstead Drum Award for career contributions. Kevin resides in Peoria, where he is a legend in the swimming community and is retired after a long career at Caterpillar. About to get married and broke, Jason Gray turned to officiating while living in Washington State and was immediately hooked. He returned to Illinois in 1997 and started his IHSA officiating career, which has grown to include track and field, cross country, football, and volleyball. Track and field was his second IHSA sport, but he's become a first-class official, being assigned to work the state meet in multiple roles, including assistant referee, field referee, and meet referee throughout the years. He's also a state final football official who has been honored by Illinois Top Times and the St. Louis Metro Football Coaches Association. A member of the Southwestern Athletic Officials Association and the ITCCOA, Jason is certified in track and field and football and has served a term on the Officials Advisory Committee. Jason Gray and his wife of 20 years, Dawn, reside in Swansea with their 2 teenage children, Jack and Quinn. Jason is the Director of Corporate Real Estate at First Bank and also serves as an assistant cross-country coach at Belleville East High School. A lifelong educator and coach, Dr. Mark Schall added officiating to his list of duties in 2005 after coaching track and field for many years at Proviso West High School. He officiated track and field initially, but now has a decade of cross-country officiating under his belt as well. Mark was selected to serve as the referee of the IHSA Girls Track and Field State Final Meet in 2016 and 2018, as well as handling assistant starter responsibilities at the Spring Spectacular in 2017. He says that giving back to the sport through officiating has had a profound impact on his life. Mark and his wife Leslie reside in Chicago and have 4 children, Mark Jr., Walter, Paul, and Elise. He has previously taught in the Proviso, Burbank, and Rivas districts before joining Chicago Public Schools, where he currently serves as the principal at Prosser Career Academy. He has completed both the Chicago and Boston marathons. When David Perillo could no longer play the game of volleyball, he decided to officiate the sport that he loves. High school students in Illinois have been the beneficiaries of David's decision to join the IHSA as an official in 2003. Since that time, he has been assigned to work multiple boys and girls state series assignments as an official and line judge at the regional and sectional levels. A member of the Zebras of Northern Illinois Officials Association, he also officiates the game at the middle school and Park District levels. David and his wife Pam reside in Naperville and have 2 children, Jenny and Mickey, and 3 grandchildren. He is retired from a career in the electromotive division of General Motors Locomotive Group. David's bucket list includes visiting every Major League Baseball stadium, a goal he is 4 stadiums short of achieving. Karen McNaught got her first taste of officiating calling intramural games in college, and then found herself thrust into action when she was attending a high school tournament and an official didn't show. She called 5 matches that day, and then IHSA admin Ola Bundy allowed her to register late and waived her fees to get her involved. She has stayed involved annually since 1989, working the IHSA Girls Volleyball State Finals 8 times as either a floor official, line judge, or bench official. Karen is a Land of Lincoln Officials Association member who doubles as an IHSA rule interpreter and has served a term on the NFHS's National Rule Committee. Karen is a trial lawyer with Cassidy Shade, LLP, and retired from her post as the Assistant Attorney General. She resides in Chatham with her husband Tom, an IHSA soccer official, and they have 2 children, Ross and Landon, who also officiate soccer. Victor Raru started playing water polo as a 10-year-old, and his passion for the sport has never been extinguished. He followed his playing career by coaching the sport, and then turned to officiating so he could, in his own words, share his passion and knowledge of the sport. Victor joined the IHSA as an official in 2004 and was selected to work the IHSA state finals for the first time in 2012. He has returned to state as an official 6 more times since. Victor's decorated water polo officiating career includes accolades from CWPA, who has twice selected him to work their national championship, and USA Water Polo, who have assigned him to a variety of elite national events. The Mount Prospect resident is a production manager for A American Contractors. Victor and his wife Iona have 2 daughters, Julia and Maria. James Carnahan used officiating as a way to stay connected to the sport he loves after his wrestling career ended following high school. Jim's connection to the sport now spans over 5 decades, including the past 45 years as an IHSA official. During that time, Jim has been selected as an individual of dual team state final official 30 times, starting with his first trip to the individual finals in Champaign in 1985. Jim's IWCOA honors include Hall of Fame enshrinement, as well as being named Official of the Year and Lifetime Service accolades. Additionally, he was an IHSA Grand Marshal in 2012 and is a member of the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. Jim is retired from his work job as a social worker and resides in Rock Island, where he enjoys traveling, being outdoors, and gathering with friends.